they pull out a Home Depot 18 gauge nail with a bend in it and a jewel glued on top.
That's one I haven't heard before. Today's video is specifically looking at just some of the bloody worst piercers I've ever seen in my life. Now, I've previously done a video talking about why people shouldn't allow videos in piercing studios. If you want to check it out, it is up here. In that video, I do talk about the fact that there are reasons why piercers shouldn't allow videos and photos in the piercing studio, and sometimes you're not allowed it even if you wanted to. However, I also state in that video that sometimes these piercers that are getting filmed, generally they wouldn't be better on another day. What I mean by that is regardless if they were getting filmed or not, they probably aren't going to be that bloody great anyway. And these things probably happen to them on a daily basis. Now, sometimes piercings can just go wrong. Even with the most highly skilled piercers, it can still happen. They could make a small mistake. We are human. However, looking at the way some of these piercers are piercing in general, they're just you can just tell that they've never been trained properly, or they think they're good enough and they don't need further training. But like, whatever it is, a lot of them probably shouldn't be piercers, because the things that are happening should not be happening. And because these are TikToks, I probably will have to mute a lot of them because a lot of them have music, but I will play whatever ones I can that don't have the music. So we've got the dumbest piercing in the world, the snake eye piercing. Should not exist. And we're going super slowly. I just can't stand it. Oh wow. Oh wow. I hate that. Wow. I mean, I don't know if this piercing really goes anywhere from here other than just putting the ball on. I need to do a whole video on that piercing in general because it is not okay. The fact that this piercer just allowed the needle to drop, can we just rewatch that? And the needle just drops. You should never be dropping a needle. There is no need to be doing that. The fact that you couldn't use your other hand, you sort of have to get used to multitasking as a piercer, because you need to put your needle aside or straight away put it into the sharps container, because the fact that you're just dropping that needle, that becomes a risk then. Like, you don't drop a needle on your client. Now, I know that it is landed on the paper towel. However, that could easily roll off the paper towel and land on your client and give them a needle stick injury. This is not the right practice in which to perform a piercing. You don't just drop your needles and hope for the best. Why are we sitting just in the middle of a shopping center? Wow. And it looks like she's probably trying to get like nose jewelry in, but it should not be this difficult. Just jabbing around in there. No, no. It hasn't gone in. It hasn't worked by the looks of it. And now she's just like trying to force the jewelry in. It's almost comical because it should not be this difficult. Poor girl.
Whoa, did we see the blood at the end there?
Definitely not a piercing glove. Definitely not tight enough or of the quality you should be using to be piercing someone in, like, at an establishment. This clearly isn't just like at home. That person sitting there getting hurt is clearly paying for this service because they're in a shopping center. Like, people don't just like start piercing people for free in a shopping center. A nose piercing is literally like the quickest piercing you could possibly perform. It looks like she's pierced it, put the needle through, and then she's tried to force the jewelry in after because the needle is now sitting separate, which means that it hasn't gone through in one swift movement. And basically the piercing will close like immediately if you don't feed it through straight away. So, silly. Poor girl.
So I ain't never used TikTok before, but I just thought y'all should know that I went to a piercing shop the other day and got a really cheap piercing. And then when I got home, something didn't feel right. So then I go to a piercing shop that I actually like with actually trained piercers, and they pull out a Home Depot 18 gauge nail with a bend in it and a jewel glued on top.
Oh, yuck. Oh, no. That's gross. What kind of establishment are staying open doing something like this? That is disgusting. I don't know if you guys know this, but nails are not made to be put inside the body, and they just like glue a jewel on top. Poor girl. I feel so bad for her. That's one I haven't heard before. This one I probably can't react to too much because I don't really understand what's being said. But we'll have a look at it and I can just do an assessment.
Alors, laissez-moi vous raconter cette aventure un peu spéciale. Je voulais tout simplement me faire percer le nez, voilà, j'étais contente. Là, ça s'était plutôt bien passé. Mais
why is it just sitting in her nose like that? And the piercer's there touching everything in the middle of a piercing. It's like she didn't have her setup ready and that's why she was coming to cupboards to grab things and that sort of stuff. Like, that shouldn't have to happen. I don't know what it says.
Je rigolais, mais en fait, je rigolais pas trop naturellement.
What has happened? What is going on?
Donc là, c'était
wow,
la table après
that is
qu'elle
a
est
messy
percée 3
setup.
fois, donc ça pissait le sang, et ça, c'était ma tête après, voilà.
Please someone translate in the comments below. Your setup, even at the end, should never look like that. That was disgusting. It's been like drilled into my brain of how important it is to keep that as neat as possible. It makes the practice of the piercing super easy. If everything is neat and everything is in order to use, you can do things really quickly and efficiently. However, if your setup is just all over the place and you're just chucking stuff down as you're doing everything, it's gonna be a messy procedure and it's going to be chaotic and not well done, and that is exactly what has happened here. $6 street market piercings. Oh, no. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to see it. I don't even want. Why is she drawing her own dot on, which is what looks like a biro pen? Oh my God, I need to read this. He pierced one sideways, so after this video was taken, I took out the wonky one and asked him to redo it. Please don't do poo like this. Sometimes it works out fine, but most times it does not. I don't hear of it working out fine really ever when you're going to like pay $6 for a piercing. It doesn't work out. Let's just put that out there. And he's just fumbling around, has no goddamn idea. The tool he was using there should have been for a tongue, but we've got it on a nose because that makes sense.
Ayo, something traumatic happened that changed my life, check.
Has this piercer just come to a house? Oh my God, why is this happening? Why is she doing that to her nose? Oh my God, she has no idea what she's doing. Pulled it out? Wow. Please tell me guys in the comments down below if you've ever had a piercing where something like this is happening, where it's taking way too long and they're clearly just like, I don't know, stabbing around in there. They have no clue what they are actually doing as the piercer. Please tell me that like you guys thought something was wrong. Like, you do freak out, right? Like, I feel like maybe when I was way younger, stuff like this definitely happened and I was like, this doesn't seem right. Am I gonna be okay? I hope this never happens to you guys, but like if it does, are you like realizing that something's gone wrong? Because if that sort of thing has gone wrong, you can definitely bring it up with the piercer and be like, what the hell's going on back there? Like up there, wherever that is. Like, you're making me feel really uncomfortable because clearly something's going wrong. Like, they should talk you through it. And it's so bad when they don't. They just pretend like everything's fine and they know what they're doing when they clearly do not. Okay. You know why she's crying? Because that is in the absolute wrong position.
She might be a little still tippy. Uh-oh. I want to know.
that position.
Thanks for some. Alright, let me get. If it looks fucking ugly, no one tell me, okay? Oh, you look good. No, hold
It doesn't look ugly, but it doesn't look good because it's not in the right position. No wonder she was crying. She is crying because that has gone through the absolute wrong position. No one should be like weeping like that. Like, people still cry and people still hurt, but that went straight on through her cartilage. Septum should be like one of the least painful piercings because they're literally going through the sweet spot, which is like a bit that is like butter. It is so thin and so small that it should not do that. There was no previous part to it, but like clearly we know that he's been like, he's shoved that through and it has killed. Like, it has hurt so bad because it's gone through the wrong spot, and then like he's just playing it off like everything's fine, when really he should be taking that piercing out. Oh my god, no.
Oh
no,
my god, that
no.
is so gross. Oh, bye.
So that's a 14 gauge rook as well. To have a 14 gauge rook is brutal. Like, that would have hurt, but also the fact that he couldn't get that through. If you couldn't tell, like, it shouldn't take that long. Like, these needles are very, very sharp and they will go through like the thickest of body parts. It looked like he was sort of really jamming to get that through, and that shouldn't happen. And I feel really sorry for that girl because that would have hurt a lot. Oh, she's just leaking blood. Oh my god, the piercer's just walked away and is not helped. Wow. Nah, you gotta be quicker than that. Oh my god. And just shoving like an entire roll of paper towel up to her nose, like that's gonna fix everything. Piercings can bleed, and nose piercings like generally do bleed as well. However, you as a piercer should know that that's gonna happen. And even if it doesn't happen, you should be prepared and they're ready, like, to go. You don't just walk over like, oh, la 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 la, I'll just see what's over here. Oh, what's going on outside? Like, no, you're there to service your client. Don't just let them have blood leak all over their clothes and all over their face. Like, they're not there for that, and the blood should not be leaking on them. Like, don't let that happen. That's just like 101. Don't bloody cover your client in blood, please. This is like that.
Oh no!
That song. Needles, blood, and open wounds. Oh no. No, I know why they put that song on, because this is a big old no. Oh damn. Oh my god. He pierced it too tight and too high, and I couldn't clean it properly. And it looks like he's just slowly slipped with his clamp, which, like, what are you doing? Because like those clamps can hold shit, I tell you that. It looks like he slipped with it and just like gone to keep shoving, like, oh okay, we'll just the clamp, like let's just see what we can do here freehand. You're either one or the other. You're not going from clamp to freehand because like you up. Like, don't pretend like that was meant to happen, because it wasn't. I feel really bad for these people, like they are going through it. So the way he's holding that clamp is very wrong, and also how far down / close to her eye that is. Also, you're gonna be piercing towards the eye? No. No. Oh, that went way too deep. Like, too close to her eye deep. That's what I mean by that.
No.
Oh my god, and then the needle just popped off at the end. Did you see how close to her eye that was? And that's also another reason why you don't pierce like towards the eyes. People can flinch, people can move, even if you're not prepared for it. Like, I know we have to be prepared for like basically anything, but sometimes you're just not. That was terrible. And then like, it didn't even work in the end anyway, because he somewhere ripped the needle out. Like, I don't even know what happened there. Stupid. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like down below. And if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. And please let me know down below some of your piercer horror stories. And by that, I mean like anytime you've been in a piercing studio and maybe you've gone to a dodgy piercer, or maybe the piercer wasn't qualified, or whatever it was. I would love to do a video about like you guys' terrible experiences with piercers. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back very soon.